the moisture from the sea as it makes it palatable for us. We acknowledge all human lives, all of our ancestors, known and unknown, chosen, and those who came with us, who brought our bodies here. We acknowledge our spiritual ancestors, known and unknown, those of blood of the elements, fire, air, water, earth, sky, and beyond. May they guide us today. We acknowledge all beings, all the little beings and the animals who bring us love and care. And in this moment, we're also going to acknowledge our transcestors. And Erica's going to help me with that. Can you say anything?
Hi everyone, my name is Erica Reyes.
Great, and I'm Fresh Lev White. And what we'll do is we'll read the names, ring the bell, and just ask you to be silent if you can during those moments.
Rhea Milton.
Joanna Mertzger.
Dominique Remy Fels.
Serena Angelique Velasquez. All the unnamed, may they rest in power. May they stand with us today in rest as we move this program forward. Thank you for being here. Maybe just a moment of silence because I'm in tears. Too many. Thank you.
In order to lead the people, you must love the people. In order to save the people, you must serve the people. Cornel West. My name is Phelicia Jones. I am the founder of Wealth and Disparities in the Black community, and we welcome you here today because all Black lives matter. Black mothers' lives matter. Black fathers' lives matter. Black sisters' lives matter. Black brothers' lives matter. Black aunts' lives matter. Black uncles' lives matter. Black cousins' lives matter. Black family lives matter. And so does and so does and so does and so does Black trans lives matter. Clap it up. We are here because the disparities of Black people in San Francisco is horrendous. And then we want to also give a moment of silence to Breonna Taylor, whose life was taken as she slept by 3 officers who shot into her home while she was asleep 32 times. 32 times. And so let's have a moment of Breonna. Let's have a moment for Mario Woods. Let's have a moment of silence for George Floyd. And let's have a moment of silence for all other victims of police murder. And we would like to say thank you again. And let's not get distracted of why we're here. Let's not be distracted of why we're here. Let's not get distracted of why we are here. And so, because what happens is, Black San Franciscans have been ignored by many distractions. Distractions around poverty. Distractions around mass incarceration. Distractions around housing. Distraction around discrimination. And so again, what happens is, when it comes to Black lives, a lot of times journalists want to focus on the negative and don't want to focus on the positive. So we want to be here to say again that all Black lives matter, and that's positive. Now we can have a distraction, and if you want to go ahead and turn your cameras that way to the distraction, then shame, shame, shame on you. I say power to the people.
Power to the people.
I say after, power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Because what happens is we have to exert our power in order for us to make change. And that's why we are here today. And I say thank you on behalf of Wealth and Disparities and the Black community. Again, my name is Phelicia Jones. I am the founder. Thank you very much.
You try so hard to make sure everything is right.
So I would like to introduce one of the Board of Supervisors who's I am very proud of. That not only is he taking a stance for all San Franciscans, but he's also taking a stance for Black San Franciscans. And I say 3 reports in 55 years that the city and county of San Francisco has been studying Black people. And we are worse off now than we were 55 years ago. I say, and this is not a derogatory statement, it's not a discriminatory statement, but it's just fact, that Black San Franciscans fare worse than immigrants here in San Francisco. But the Board of Supervisors, his name is Shamann Walton, he finds that Black San Franciscans are very important. That discrimination, it should be anti-discrimination. Racism, it should be anti-racism. And he sits on that board, who I am proud of, because I told him, boy, you got some fire right now. And whatever you need from me, I got you. I got your back. So let's clap it up for Board of Supervisor Shamann Walton of District 10.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. First and foremost, thank you so much, Phelicia, for that introduction. I came here to stand in solidarity with the trans community. I came here to stand in solidarity with the Black trans community. You see, as a Black man, I know that everything is amplified when you are Black. It's amplified when you are Black and successful. It's amplified when you are Black and you're young. It's amplified when you are Black and short, Black and tall. Everything is amplified when you're Black. And so we know the disparities that exist for us as Black people is extremely amplified when you are Black and you are trans. So I'm here to say that as a member of the Board of Supervisors, as someone who will continue to fight for the Black community, that we are going to continue to address those disparities that exist for our Black trans community. There is no Black Lives Matter movement without the Black trans movement. There is no Black Lives Matter movement without being inclusive of every Black person that exists. And so I'm proud to stand here in unity with our Black trans community. I'm proud to stand here in unity with all the allies that have showed up, that continue to fight with us for policies that will change those negative impacts and negative outcomes. And so as we go into the weekend, after we have witnessed more injustice in this nation recently, because we still have to fight, still have to draw attention to the fact that every black life matters. And until we get the same response when a black child dies, when a black woman dies, when a black senior dies, when a black trans life is attacked, until we get that, we will be continuing to have this fight. Because we know for hundreds of years in this country, and we know more recently because now injustices are being captured on camera and being captured on social media, that the value of black life is not weighed the same as other races here in this country. So this fight continues. We do it together in unity. I want to thank you all for coming out and support. And I just want to let you know that we're in this fight together. Black trans lives matter. Thank you.
My family, my community. When we use the word black, I want you to very carefully consider how we have defined blackness in our language and how that has affected our actions. If you use the word black and dark right now in your vocabulary to describe evil things, bitter things, a sad moment, something to be eradicated, understand that you are contributing to our demise. So first and foremost, I ask you, if you call yourselves family, community, a member of this species, for us to evolve, we must change our language. We must change the ideology of anti-blackness. We must then consider all of the identities that are beautifully held within this dark domain of love and genius. When we need something done properly to elevate and evolve our species, we look to black marginalized people. Do not forget that. Every major movement here in this country has been at the hands of black marginalized people. The people on the fringe that you wouldn't notice, black trans, gender expansive, differently abled, black, dark, genius, holding the intellectual, emotional, somatic labor for this country. So when we get up here and we say that black trans lives matter, black gender expansive lives matter, it goes without saying that we are asking you to dig much deeper than the surface. I am kinfolks, and I'm named kinfolks because my black and indigenous ancestry saw fit to remind us that I am not here because I am here because we are! Don't ever forget it! We all emerge from blackness. We find ourselves at a crossroads right now. Anti-blackness is essentially anti-humanness. Don't forget that. We are fighting for all of us. We are asking, begging, pleading for something that we never should have to beg, plead, grovel for. Life belongs to all of us. So when we say that black trans lives matter, black gender expansive lives matter, when we read off names, this is a gift to you. It's an opportunity for you to step forward in your humanity. That's what it is. That is what it is. One of the things that typically happens when we find ourselves lost is we turn to our creatives. If you look around this city and other cities throughout the United States and beyond, You see the streets and the walls emblazoned with our truths, finding space in the crevices and the cracks. Those are roses growing in cement for y'all. Pay attention. The creatives are always called upon to imagine a better future, to build a new vision. Pay our creatives. Honor our Black genius. When it says Black Trans Lives Matter emblazoned somewhere, dig deeper and ask, who placed that there? What do they stand for? Do they show up for us? Do not accept the surface reality of your karma. Dig deeper. This is a gift to you. So what's happening right now, what's unfolding for our Black brother over here, I would like you to take some time to just turn and extend some love. And just say, we love you. Can you do that for me right now? Thank you. Black folks don't get love that often. Brother, is he still there? With the cops surrounding him? Brother, we love you. We love you, brother. What is going to happen to him after we leave this space might not be love. Let's think carefully about our actions, so let's be thoughtful toward each other. Janetta Johnson founded the Compton's Transgender Cultural District, the very first transgender cultural district in the country. The very first, and it's here in San Francisco. Janetta has so many important things to share, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off right now and just welcome up my sister friend, community member. Oh, hello, Mayor. My apologies. I got so fired up about my sister, I forgot about my other sister. My apologies, my dear. This is the day for Black transgender acknowledgement, though, so I was just in it. I would like to bring up the Mayor of San Francisco, Mayor London Breed.
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be here to stand with our Black transgender community in San Francisco. But I want to be honest, I don't understand for the life of me, especially to African Americans in this city, how we can fight against injustice, how we can protest and not stand with our trans brothers and sisters in this city. So don't tell me Black Lives Matter unless that includes all Black lives, including our trans brothers and sisters. Black people in America have a unique experience that we pray no one else has to deal with. The fact that it is normal for folks to be pulled over, it's normal for people to be shot and killed, it's normal for us to deal with a lot of the disparities that even exist in San Francisco. But that challenge is even harder for our trans brothers and sisters, who are 8 times likely to be homeless in this city, who trans people in San Francisco are 3 times likely to be unemployed, but Black trans are 6 times likely. The disparities are even worse. And this is why when I make decisions as mayor, I make decisions based on input from this community. I make decisions on understanding those disparities and the need to address them. So don't get mad when I say we're gonna invest millions of dollars in Trans Home SF because we see too many Black trans people who are homeless. Don't get mad when I say I'm gonna divert $120 million from the police department to so support African Americans, including our trans brothers and sisters. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Because all of the people that you see again, with all of the signs, with all of the love and the support that we've seen over the past few months, I'm gonna tell you, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. And I'm excited. But I'm even more excited when we take these protests and we change them into action. We change them into something that's gonna lead to real results for people's lives. Some of you remember when I talked about my cousin from San Francisco who was killed in 2006.
This referee, black trans women were locked out of that housing. Black trans women were locked out of that housing. And that black trans women, it was a mandate. And Claire Farley during COVID-19, she didn't give my organization on the black trans community that we serve, which are the most vulnerable population that sleep on the street, she didn't give us $1.
And you know what? We're gonna fix that. And we're gonna fix that.
Not $1.
We're gonna fix that.
She did not give us $1. And there was a mandate that said no black trans women were to go into those houses. And not one black trans women were able to get any of those subsidies. And they had to see, when they went up in there and seen there was one race of people in that house, nobody thought to say, where are the black trans women? No! No! And I think I was going to call you and you right back to her, who really hates me, and I don't care, because I'm going to stand up and I'm going to advocate for my community. Yeah, I don't care. What do I got to do besides that?
And I hear you, and we're gonna fix that. Because this is why I do this work.
And I felt erased by you because I tried to call you, I sent you information. I felt completely erased as a black trans woman who worked my ass off for 25 years in this city, in the trenches of these streets. Waking up and getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure I can find somebody in the alley to get in their treatment bed, or to let somebody know their house is coming through.
Well, let me just be.
Don't erase my phone.
No, we hear you.
I sent you a whole letter, the whole breakdown and everything. Nobody responded.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that happened. I don't know where the letter went, and we will fix it. We are hearing you, and the fact is, the reason why I do this is because I want to change the disparities.
Right.
So understand that we're going to have to.
She blocked us out. She walked in that house and she seen there was no black trans women, and she did nothing.
So clearly, there's more work to do. Clearly, there are people who feel like they still are being blocked out. And I want to also say that no, it's not enough. And yes, we have to do more because we want to change it. And that's why we're here. So I don't mind being criticized. I don't mind having the conversations, the hard conversations, because people's lives are at stake here, and I understand that. And I take full responsibility for what has not happened. I take full responsibility. And we are committed to making a change. Because that's why we're here. Many of you know, I grew up in this city. I grew up and I felt neglected. I felt like no one understood or heard what was going on in our community. And so when decisions are made, I expect the people who are a part of helping to implement those decisions to do them based on what we need to do, because that's how we're going to get change. So I hear you, and I'm committed to making sure that we sit down and have a conversation about how we're going to make a difference, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here, I didn't expect to be mayor in the first place. I can't believe that I am honored to serve the people of San Francisco in this way. And I will do everything I can to make sure that I actually am able to serve the people of San Francisco, including our Black trans community. You have my commitment on that. And I want to thank you for the opportunity and understand that there's more to be discussed clearly, and we will get to the bottom of what has happened so that we can make the change, so that it isn't like this, because we are really all in this together. It's a challenging time for our city. It's a challenging time for our country. There is so much divisiveness coming out of our leaders in Washington, D.C. We know this election is important. We know that the decisions we make as leaders and policymakers, they have an impact on people's lives. It's a matter of life or death, and I understand that. So I have a responsibility to make sure that when we're talking about these things, that it actually is leading to the results that people need change the most. So that is my commitment. And thank you all so much for showing up for our Black trans community. And I want to see people in the African American community show up for our Black trans community. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. All lives can't matter until Black trans lives matter. We are in this together. Thank you.
We're going to take a dance break intermission with DJ Lamont. Thank you, DJ Lamont from fingersnaps.net, for being here to make sure that the flow is easy. I'm Ken Folkz. I'm going to take a minute and check in. Please stay with us. It's important that you stay with us. Thank you.